On today's podcast, we are diving into the ways that AI is raising the bar on emotional intelligence and how leaders lead with authentic interactions that build connection, care, and builds levels of trust. Stay tuned, and I'll explain. Welcome back to the Thermostat with Jason Barger. If you're currently on a commute, a walk, or just a micro break in your day, glad you're making time to step back, to think, and to reflect on the next steps on your journey. I've never been more convinced the best leaders and team cultures in the world are the ones that make time to step back, breathe in good oxygen, and calibrate their thermostat. I hope today's conversation leaves you feeling grounded and inspired. Now let's dive into today's topic to engage our minds and hearts in order to authentically lead and create compelling cultures wherever we are in the world. Hey everyone, it's Jason, and welcome back to the Thermostat with Jason Barger. We're in season 10, can't believe that, but we have over 230 episodes or something like that right now. And so thanks to everybody that's been a part of this podcast from the very beginning. It's been awesome to watch it continue to grow, spread. And if you're new to the podcast, welcome in. I hope you will go. Obviously, you can scroll through all the episodes, all 300 and whatever there are of them at this point, or you can just Google my name, Jason Barger, and whatever topic around leadership, culture, mindset, accountability, trust, communication, change, whatever that is that you're thinking about. And chances are you're going to find something that hopefully resonates with you. So many great also conversations I've had with thought leaders and friends and great inspiring people from around the world. So hope you'll check those out as well. My commitment to you, as always, whenever I record one of these podcasts, I want this to be a place where you can step back in your own life, that you can have some good oxygen breathed into you and think about the temperature that you're trying to set in your life and your work. And so I hope today's episode gets you thinking in that way as well. And appreciate you being here. If you'll do me the quick favor before we start, obviously hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast. If you'll leave an authentic review in your own words on whatever platform you're listening to, that'd be great. 5 stars, of course. And obviously, if you'll amplify this pod by sharing it with people in your life, your work, your colleagues, hey, let's listen to this episode and then talk about it. Those are all the ways in which the podcast continues to grow and spread and reach as many people as possible. And that's certainly the hope, is that we can positively impact the lives of so many people. So thanks for everybody that takes a moment to do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can't tune into any conversation about organizations today without the topic of artificial intelligence coming up. We are in a time of massive technological advances. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is growing at a pace that has experts forecasting what it's going to mean for the future. Like anything, ambiguous to many, there are scary elements and projections about the unintended consequences of AI in the future, or the evil ways it will be manipulated for destructive reasons. And for good reasons, I know people are worried about that. And there are projections and visions of how AI is going to revolutionize our human experience in positive ways, and that will help us be more efficient, effective, and streamline many daily tasks. One thing is not debatable, to wherever you fall on that spectrum. AI is here. It is coming faster each year ahead. The technology will shift many of the needs within organizations and the roles needed within a team or company. Still, even in the midst of the advances that are coming via technology, the most important element of AI within organizational cultures, in my opinion, will continue to be the AI of authentic interaction. Technology will help us with many tasks and efficiencies, but AI within human beings, authentic interaction will remain critical as cultural ecosystems within teams and organizations continue to grow. AI is actually raising the bar on how leaders will need to engage and the much-needed traits of emotional intelligence, or EQ, that are as valuable as ever. So, on today's podcast, we are diving into the ways that AI is raising the bar on emotional intelligence and how leaders lead with authentic interactions that build connection, care, and builds levels of trust. Stay tuned, and I'll explain. But before we dive into today's topic, let's pause, take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Many teams and organizations right now are realizing that they need to do both. They need to engage the minds and hearts of their people in person, where everyone in the room can experience the energy of congregating together and find clarity for the road ahead. And they also need to continue to find ways to engage the minds and hearts of their people virtually, with those who are working remotely or at a distance. So, if you are in the process of planning your next team meeting, company all-hands event, conference, or culture summit, and are looking for support with a powerful keynote speech, facilitated team conversations that are the currency for change, or deeper development on leadership mindset and an intentional strategy for the culture you're trying to create, I hope you'll contact us at jasonvbarger.com, jasonvbarger.com. It is my privilege and our honor to partner with great people to provide support in these areas. We want to breathe oxygen into your leaders and throughout your organization so you can set the temperature you want for your culture. We look forward to connecting with you soon. I hope you'll contact us at jasonvbarger.com, jasonvbarger.com. It is my privilege and our honor to partner with great people to provide support in these areas. We want to breathe oxygen into your leaders and throughout your organization so you can set the temperature you want for your culture. We look forward to connecting with you soon. Again, artificial intelligence, or AI, is here. It's growing and will be shaping our future in so many ways. Our daily human experience will be impacted, and certainly our teams and organizations will adjust to different tasks, roles, modes of operations, shifting due to efficiencies with new technologies. In a recent Forbes article forecasting the impact that AI will have by the year 2030, they identified these few predictions. They say by the year 2030, this will have changed in dramatic fashion. They predict we will use AI as our personal assistants, our tutors, our career counselors, our therapists, our accountants, our lawyers. They will be ubiquitous in our work lives, conducting an analysis, writing code, building products, selling products, supporting customers, coordinating across teams and organizations, and making strategic decisions. Those are the predictions that Forbes had in their study and predictions for 2030. Forbes also predicts that by 2030, human-robot technologies, some of which famously being developed by, Elon Musk and Tesla and others around, will be normalized. Forbes says that by the decade's end, expect to see hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of humanoid robots deployed in real-world settings. They, and many others, predict that AI will change the landscape of the human experience and hopefully impact the economy in some positive ways by prices coming down due to being able to produce things with lower human capital. However, with that will come the loss of jobs for humans as we know them today. New jobs will be invented for humans, but predicted not to be at the rate as outsourced AI roles. Forbes also predicts this will add to the growing political divide and strife between humans. So there is a lot that is unknown, ambiguous, also exciting to some, scary to some with these technological advances of AI. I certainly am no expert on AI specifically. However, I choose to believe that even the most technologically advanced companies and organizations in our future will still need humans at the heart of their operations. The leaders, teams, and organizations who possess the most important AI, that authentic interaction, will attract the most talented and desired humans who want to be a part of their culture. In this next decade, looking further out is almost unimaginable at the rate of change we're experiencing, and even a decade is hard to do at this point. But the teams and organizations, we know in the short term, the teams and organizations that create authentic interactions between humans and within their cultures are going to be the ones to navigate these challenges and thrive. And as I've talked about in recent, 4-part series on this pod, on episodes about trust, authenticity is one of the 3 main drivers of trust that comes up in research. Do we show up genuinely to others? Are we transparent in our words, intentions, and with our information? Those are elements that raise the level of trust in our relationship and in our teams and cultures. So AI is raising the bar on emotional intelligence because leaders and cultures need to cultivate the traits of EQ, emotional intelligence, that can't be duplicated by AI. Yet, the best leaders and cultures are helping people feel connected, feel cared for, and the outcome is higher trusting cultures. And what we know about higher trusting cultures is they produce, greater results as well. So here are 3 things to remember about valuing and showing authenticity to those around us with the emotional intelligence of how we lead and how we show up and what we value across our team cultures. The first one being genuine. Do the people around us feel like they are getting the real us? Do they see our willingness to admit our imperfections, share our vulnerabilities, and communicate our hopes and vision for what we're trying to accomplish? Leaders and teams that create cultures that it feels genuine, it feels real, will continue to be attractive to other people. And in this short term, again, those will be places where people want to stay and be a part of. So it needs to be genuine. It needs to also be transparent. Do the people around you feel like you are hiding information or something is missing, or do they feel like they have the most up-to-date information? In teams and relationships and organizations where people feel like you're being transparent and you're not hiding information, trust goes up. When they feel like you're trying to manipulate them or you're not giving them all the data, all the information, trust goes down. And so a spirit and openness to transparency will continue to help people see the authentic purpose of our actions and behaviors. Leaders and cultures who proactively share transparent information, intentions, and motives will be attractive to other people. It is now, and it will continue to be into the future. And the third things around this authenticity is connection. People want to feel connected. All humans have a need to feel connected. This shows up time and time again in surveys and studies of the workforce today. People want to feel connected to a mission that's greater than themselves, and also want to feel connected to the people they are on the journey with. They want to feel like the people and organization they serve actually cares about them as human beings. And organizations, in the midst of their technological advances, they can still value human connection and purpose. And when they do that, that will attract more people and it will create more thriving teams. So as always, let me leave you with some questions to ponder as you're reflecting on these AI in the technological ways, but also this authentic interaction and how do we raise the bar on emotional intelligence. So what ways are you building authentic interactions on your team? What proactively are you doing in your culture to make it genuine, transparent, and connected? And how can you value the human experience while opening up to the important possibilities of technology? I hope today's episode got you thinking in some ways. If a deeper dive on any of these topics is interesting to you, or we can be more helpful and supportive to your team, your culture, I hope you'll track us down through the jasonvbarger.com website, jasonvbarger.com. You can shoot us an email, info@jasonvbarger.com as well. And we'll continue to design content that hopefully meets you where you are. And lastly, I hope you'll go back and listen to past episodes. I hope, again, you'll subscribe, rate, review, share all the ways in which this episode or this podcast continues to spread. I hope you'll help us amplify those messages. Cheers to you and cheers to all of us on the path ahead. And I'll remind us to step back, remember, be a thermostat, and breathe good oxygen. Thank you for listening to today's podcast, and I hope the messages and questions stimulate positive change along your path. As always, if these messages resonate with you and add value to your life, I hope you'll help amplify them throughout the world. Please rate, comment, and share on whatever podcast or social media platform you're using, and share this podcast with the people in your life or work who should be part of these conversations. That way, this spirit does, in fact, spread. If these messages or developing leaders and culture would be helpful to you and your organization, please contact us at jasonvbarger.com, jasonvbarger.com. And remember, we are all ambassadors for the culture we want to create in our life and work. We have to own the vision we want to be a part of. The future of leadership is you, is me, is us. Be a thermostat.